One of the things that I think surprises most people when they see me is that I'm a young guy. We're a young family. And people often ask me, is he too young to govern the state of Idaho? I actually want to flip the script on that because I think what we've gone with for a long time hasn't worked for us. We've had generations now of professional politicians with the lengthiest resumes and the most committee assignments who've held elective office for years and years and decades in some cases, who were generational politicians, whose family has been in politics. That doesn't apply to me, and that's what's powerful, because if you want something different, you have to do something that's different. Let me tell you a model for positive change that has always worked in American history, because the very founding of this country was an idea and a vision of young patriots. And they had a bold dream. We need to bring that back. Folks, Thomas Jefferson was 33 years old when he authored the Declaration of Independence, a truly sacred and profound document. And 19 of the signers of that document were in their 20s and 30s. You see, it's not about your age, it's about the life in those years. And as we continue to get to know each other more, I think that you'll discover that I've lived on both sides of the tracks, and I've been forged in the crucible of adversity. We need that kind of grit and gumption right now in the governor's office, because the problems facing our state and this country aren't going away, and they're certainly not going to be solved by weak or milquetoast leadership. We need that boldness to come back in government. And I would also offer the founding fathers believed in the concept of natural law. I too believe that, and it's the idea, beautiful idea, that there are timeless principles that exist. And when those timeless principles are honored, there's a natural consequence that follows. I believe that it matters not who leverages the principle as long as it is honored. And still, it's important when we're going to elect a governor, what qualifications do they have to get the job done? The reality is I could care less about the personalities in the political realm, and I care about one thing. What is their vision, and can they accomplish it? That's the question of the hour for me or any other candidate. The thing that I think would be most compelling to have at the top of the ticket is my finance background. Think of how powerful it would be to have a governor who sat down in the Capitol and on day one said, bring me the budget for every agency in the state government and a box of red pens, because we're going to make some changes. I've read thousands of fiscal and budgetary reports in our state government, and believe me, we have a big problem. After being a roughneck on drilling rigs, drilling for oil, I was a financial advisor. And I've worked with countless people who entrusted me to manage their life savings, and businesses who entrusted me to oversee their retirement plans. These are important decisions that have profound consequences in people's personal lives. The government is no different, but on a much greater scale. The reality is, employees for the state government want to know that they're going to have a pension that's going to continue to be there for them. And for people, regular folks like us, we want to know that we're going to have great highways. We want to know that we're going to have the ability to connect to the internet at greater and greater speeds. We want to know that every time we turn on the faucet, the water runs. But you need to understand, there are many qualified people in our state government to ensure those things continue to happen. The reason that we elect a governor is to determine direction. And so it's not only the vision that I'm offering, but it's also the experience that I bring in growing the Republican Party here in the state of Idaho, the experience that I have in bringing positive change to the organizations I've been a part of, whether it's me sitting on the executive board for the Idaho State Republican Party to sitting on a board of directors for a foundation. That kind of experience has given me a worldview that is very wide, where I've met a lot of different folks across this state. If you want something different, you have to do something that's different.